Technology is changing rapidly. I've been in this industry 25 years and I've never seen the technology change as rapidly as it is today. And we're on a hamster wheel with the technology companies. There's always a new version, a new different product coming. So whether it's one or multiple hamster wheels, how do you make sure that you keep the wheel turning at the right speed? And to do that, you've got to find the right tricks and techniques to keep abreast of the marketplace. I keep close to my strategic partners. I work very hard developing the framework as to articulate what a strategic partnership is, because it's not a transactional relationship. And there has to be some gives and takes on both sides to make it a success. Having the right stakeholder engagement at all levels of the relationship really helps. I think fundamentally, continuous improvement has to be part of your DNA across the whole organization. The industry I came from, logistics, from operations to finance to IT to the sales force, we had an ethos of continuous improvement. And it wasn't seen as a criticism of anybody to say we could do something better. Actually, people really engaged and went, really? How could I do that better? How can I learn? And I'm trying to bring this thinking and this ethos back into the organization now, into JLT, to say that continuous improvement across every function and business unit has to be there. And there's methodologies that you can use. There's Lean, there's Six Sigma out there, frameworks that you can help you. But you've really got to help people go on the journey. And by that, I mean making small incremental steps with wins at each stage. The thought of a big, scary program that only delivers in 3 years' time, I think that hopefully those days are gone, because high risk, high cost, high complexity. So a continual improvement approach should enable you to break that down into lots of micro deliverables, each with its own success factor. And that's when the human brain really starts to see progress and benefits. More and more people come on board, and then you slowly start to pick up pace a lot quicker. So, things that we'll be looking at is, cloud computing is a direction of travel JLT we're taking, and I can see that will be 50 to 60% of our capability in the next 1 to 2 years. Software as a service is definitely now gathering much more pace outside of the traditional functional systems of HR and finance and sales, CRM systems. We're starting to see that coming into mainstream line of business solutions. So we can buy an outcome, and we're not actually having to build too much of the tech ourselves. And in the areas where there's a gap in the market, there isn't necessarily a product to fit our requirements, we'll build something, but we won't build it ourselves. We'll partner up with some key stakeholders, but we'll use a DevOps agile methodology to implement the solution. So again, we can start to show progress on an incremental basis from a very short time frame, to try and keep up that spirit of continual improvement and continual delivery. The technologies are there now in the marketplace. The tech is there in the marketplace. It's about willingness to actually now get on board of all of these capabilities and start delivering some solutions. I was given the opportunity to come and transform the business. And in the large, we've been very successful on two fronts. Looking at the business of IT, how do we transform the function? How do we globalize what we do to make things more consistent, to reduce our costs, and to add better value back to the business? And then we look at it as IT and the business. So actually, what are the business systems that are in use, and how do they add value back to our clients or our markets? And they're two very different equations to try and solve. The first one is relatively straightforward because there aren't too many different IT operating models to adopt. Whereas with the business, lots more complex stakeholders and a lot of people that are used to a certain way of working that hasn't changed for many years, if not hundreds of years. So I underestimated the psychological challenge and winning the hearts and minds coming into the organization. I probably spent a year winning over my stakeholders and to explain to them, articulating different operating models, different ways of working, which could actually deliver them better value than what they have today. So striking the right balance is important. And we like to work on a 1, 3, 5 year plan. So our 1 year plan is a real immediate focus, the stuff that is important we've got to do now. 3 years, you're looking a little further ahead, and you've got lots of people vying for funding for their projects to get some traction. And then 5 years plan is really your long-term roadmap about where do you know you've got to get to, and that could be driven by the technology companies and changing the technology that's coming to the market, but it could be changing by your own strategy internally as to what products and services are you looking to adopt or change or bring to market in the future. I think the CIO role wears many hats in an organization. One of my hats is to look at digital transformation, the modernization of our business processes, our value chains. I think you can't get away from running the business. How do you keep the lights on, so to speak? And how do you optimize that keeping the lights on? That gives you the ability to then go and play in the more exciting areas, some might say, which is transforming the business. But you've got to strike the right balance between the two areas, running the business and changing the business, so that you don't disengage with your organization that's still got to keep the lights on. It's still a very important part of day-to-day activities.